In this episode, we're talking about the camera I use, finding a photographer, and landing an internship. Hi guys, this is Brittany from Not Another Blend, and you're watching episode 2 of the Blog with Britt series. I actually use 3 different cameras for blogging. For my professional pictures, I use a Canon Rebel T3i with a 50mm lens. For videos, which is what I'm doing this on, I'm using the Canon EOS M5 with the 18 to 150mm lens. And then for all my Instagram pictures and Snapchat, I use my iPhone. I will say that especially if you're a beginner blogger, you don't need fancy equipment. Like, the fanciest camera that I have is the Canon M5, what I'm filming this on right now, and I invested in that because I could and I felt that it was time for my blog. But if you're just starting, a lot of bloggers can and are very successful with just using their iPhone to take pictures. Especially with the iPhone 7 now, the capabilities are just crazy good, and you can actually get that bokeh effect, which is the blurred background, just with your iPhone. So really, if you have an iPhone, that's literally all you need. When I first started blogging, my mom took my very first blog photos, and it was out by a barn, and I was dressed to the nines in with rain boots on in the snow next to horses, and I was trying to portray like a street style shot, but it was in a field on a farm, so it just made no sense. But she was really sweet to take my pictures, and she was actually a photographer when she was younger, so she had that experience and she really enjoyed it, which was nice. And then when I moved out and I moved in with my boyfriend, he started to take my pictures, but he was just not thrilled at all. He actually hated it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He is not an Instagram husband. Not everybody has a blogger boyfriend that loves to take pictures of them. It doesn't work like that. And I'm, at first I was bummed about it, but now I don't really care. So that's done. And now finally that I moved to New York, I have tons of people that will take my photo, whether it's other bloggers or people that I work with. Recently, it's been Riri, who I put on Snapchat all the time. She is my coworker at my day job, and we just clicked, and she's also a creative and entrepreneur, so I take her photos, she takes my photos. It works really, really well. It's super easy if you live in a metropolis area to find a photographer, because there are so many amateurs out there, amateur bloggers, amateur photographers who are willing to do things for free. So just find, go on Instagram and search the city that you're in, and then use the hashtag photographer or blogger and see if you can collaborate with someone local. That's the best advice I can give you. If you don't have a boyfriend, if you don't have a friend or a family member who can take your picture, or if you can't afford a professional photographer, then just search on Instagram. Super easy. This is a really interesting question because it's pretty controversial, and just hear me out here. I don't necessarily think that you need an internship to get into the field you want to get into. I don't even think you need the education to get into the field you want to. Unless you want to be like a doctor or an anesthesiologist or something like that, then of course you need the education. But if you want to get into something like marketing or blogging or social media or, accounting, as long as you have the skills, I don't think you need an internship to get you there. But Patricia, I'm assuming that you want to get an internship. So my tips for getting an internship would be to search people on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and find actual people who work at the company you want to work for and reach out to them directly. Send them a personal direct message, send them a personal email, make it, warm. Don't have it be completely cold, to whom it may concern. Be a person, show your personality, don't give away too much, keep it short and sweet, but also be memorable, if that makes sense. You want to pitch a proposal that is super unique to you and something that you don't think most people will do. A lot of people go into trying to get an internship, like, hey, I love you, I've been such a long time fan, it would be such a dream of mine to intern with you, that's too desperate in my opinion. I think that when someone says, hey, this is what I want to do for you, when you come with confidence and you say, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it and these are the results that you can expect from what I'm going to do, that like speaks volumes to me. If somebody came to me and said they want to make like, you know, if they want to intern for me and make a documentary about my life or something, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. So just offer like something unique to the table, and it's all about what you can give them, not what you can get from them. If you don't hear anything back, don't worry about it, because the majority of the time you will only get a 10 to 20% callback rate or, you know, email back rate. So if you email 100 people asking for an internship, you might get like 10 responses. Maybe. That's still even pushing it. So don't take it personally. Just know that it's not the right time or it's not the right fit for you, and move on to the next one. Don't get tied down and don't get upset by it. So that's my advice for getting an internship.